Now destroy them.
Most people think about the humanoid version of robots, but robots are actually all around us in all different forms. Why is Autodesk even thinking about robotics? I mean, we're a software company, and robotics is generally thought of as hardware. In fact, they are hardware-software systems. Think of the software as the brains of the robot that tells the robot what it's supposed to be doing. The big void right now is, how do you talk to these things? The machines are amazing, but getting it to do something valuable or interesting is actually really hard. That's not so much of a problem if you have a robot that's going to do a weld over and over for the next 10 years. If it takes you 6 months to program it, big deal. I've made an investment that's going to last quite some time. But if it takes me longer to program the robot to do the one thing I need it to do, that doesn't make sense anymore, right? Our vision for the future of robotics is actually pretty optimistic because it's predicated on this idea of humans and robots coming together and collaborating and augmenting each other. So rather than replacing a human by fully automating a task, you actually put a human and a robot next to each other working together to achieve something that neither could achieve on their own. If our goal is to get humans and robots closer together so that they can collaborate, one of the big challenges is around safety, because the robots we're talking about are quite dangerous. And so if we can give the robot an awareness of where the humans are, we can just tell it, look, go about your business, do your job, just don't hurt the humans. So the industries that are going to be most impacted by robotics are certainly manufacturing. We're also seeing a lot of interesting stuff coming out of architecture and construction. So you think about architecture as the design phase and construction as the make phase, but the availability of these systems is opening up what architects can realize in the real world. Think about 3D printing. If you start to do those kinds of things with robots, because the robots are big, you're sort of breaking through the limits of scale and you can start to make very big things. You can also start to make things with interesting materials beyond plastic and printing large functional structures in things like stainless steel and titanium. In the future, we're going to think about robots less and less as robots. They're going to be more and more entrenched in our daily lives as designers, as builders, as engineers. It's going to be hard for us to even imagine doing our jobs and achieving our goals without robots.